this back. I gotta move y'all up just a little bit here. And a little bit closer there. Lots of work to do. And a little bit of time to get it done. Okay. There we go. Yeah, that works. Alright. Got everything. What we got tonight? Oh, move my chain here. Give it just a minute. We'll get going. All the stuff lined up. I gotta get ready. We're going racing this weekend. I hadn't run this car in at least a solid month. And it is, no, longer than that. It is November. And it is cold, folks. And I knew I wanted to go to this race. I got one coming up. So, Magnolia Motorsports down there in Mississippi. They got the Possum Town Grand Prix. And anyway, Possum Town Grand Prix. It's Thursday night, Thanksgiving night, and then Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night. I cannot make it Thursday night. I'm feeding. Matter of fact, I took off work tomorrow, and I'm cooking and everything, and all the family's coming over, and we're doing Thanksgiving here at the house. I think we're looking at about 18 people. So turkey and ham, and I make dressing and all that stuff. Me and Kim, we cook for the family. We like to do that. But anyway, I won't make the practice Thursday night to the Possum Town Grand Prix. I won't make it Thursday night, Thanksgiving night. Practice is open. But then the qualifying and all of the heat races and everything is Friday night. And then all of the features are Saturday night. And it's 2,000 to win street stocks. And that Magnolia is known for having a real smooth black slick track, which I think that's this car. And I hadn't gotten a chance to go to that track this year. I said I was going because I missed the Gold Neck. I didn't have the street stock ready yet when the Gold Neck, because that's like in April every year. So I'm going. Kim says I'm out. We looked at the forecast, and it is the temperature Thursday night down there. I think Thursday's high is like 43, and the low is like 29 or 30, or Friday night. And then turn around and Saturday, the high is like, I don't know, 42 or 43, and the low that night's like 28 down there. Yeah, it's going to be cold. So Kim was like, I'm out. And I was like, that's fine. So anyway, so I'm going. Looks like I'm going by myself, but I'm going. But the reason that I said that, I don't have a thermostat in this car, and I'm running E85, and more than likely that evening when we run, we're going to be looking at 30s, and that's not going to work. I will never, of course, I'm by myself, so it's not like I've got somebody who can like sit there with some cardboard and get me preheated, and then drop the hood. I built this where that you can drop cardboard in there, like I can do a preheat if I want to. It'll go right in. But it's probably just going to be me, and I can't do that. So let's get a thermostat in this thing. I don't want to go out to qualify or go out for the heat race, and then every lap, I'm like sitting there, not even coming up to temperature at all. And the car runs terrible, and it's hard on it too because your clearances aren't right. It's hard, your piston rings, everything. It's hard on everything when you do that. So I've got a proven thermostat, So that's a 160 right there, racing thermostat, racing flow 160. And I've run this before several times when I go in the winter. Like we're gonna run the Ice Bowl at Talladega with this car, and I gotta put it in for that anyway. So considering how cold it's going to be this weekend, let me turn this just a little bit. So considering how cold it's going to be this weekend, we're getting this thing in here. I'm probably going to go ahead. I don't have to put antifreeze in it, you know, because I mean, antifreeze is something I do if I'm going to have the car sitting in the trailer in the cold or whatever in the winter, not like in the shop all winter or something like that. Well, then obviously I'm going to put antifreeze in, but I may go ahead anyway because I need to, because of what the temperature may be at the ice bowl, because that's the weekend after New Year's every year. And so I may put me a half a gallon antifreeze in it just for safety. While I got to top it back off for water anyway, and do that. Hey, can y'all hear me okay? I got my phone in a protective case. If somebody will comment on there and let me know, I'd appreciate it, y'all. So I wasn't sure. I had my phone out of my case last time to make sure everything seemed fine. But let me know there. But yeah, so I got the gasket. I'm going to do that. Car's ready. I got one or two other things. I had to get out of the trailer anyway. I'm going to put the car... Where'd I put the bolts? Right there, I guess. Where'd I put the other one? There's a bolt. There's a thermostat. Oh, there's a bolt. Okay. Come here, Betsy. It's an O-ring on this bad boy right here. The way this thing works. But that O-ring I don't trust. I make sure I put some sealant anyway. Let me see. Yeah. Hang on one second, y'all. Let me see. There we go. All right. Yeah, I got that going. I thought we had that going there. Yeah, I got that going. Check my camera right quick. Anyway, yeah, this looks fine. Not pretty, but it works just fine. Don't leak a drop. I'll clean that up. And because the temperature is dropped so much, it's going to be so cold, I'm going up a jet number on that E85. I am not going to run my summer jetting. I am not going to run my summer jetting on the car. You know, I'm jetted right for, 80, 90 degrees. And my rule of thumb on gas is go up one jet number when I've got a 40-degree shift. Like every year I've always done this is like, say, for example, when I run my ice bowl in January or whatever, I'll go up one jet number on gas. And, E85, I'm not saying that more might not be a good thing, but I know for sure to go up one number. Of course, E85 is tolerant of running a little richer anyway, so there's that aspect of it as well. But yeah. So I'm gonna. All right. So we're gonna pop this off and put change the jets out too on this sucker. Take absolutely no chances whatsoever. I wish that had a better indent. I could put it on the lower part. Come here, Betsy. I'll put you down there. You can do it. You can do it. Come here. Don't tear. Don't tear. Don't tear. Don't tear. Oh, that's such a good girl. Yeah, there. Fits that one. Which my rear intake lines will bypass it, but it'll still get it up to temperature because it still restricts a lot of water. So it'll get me up. It'll get me up to temperature. pretty daggone quick. Make sure I don't have any breaks on that. Is that still solid? Yep, that's still solid, so that gasket's fine. That's good, because I would have had to stop and I would have had to stop and gone and got a gasket and put it on there. Okay, sealant. Oh, yeah. So I'm not sure. I said I was just gonna go. If I'm going by myself, I would just take a pillow and a blanket and just sleep in the back floorboard of my truck. I got a 4-door Ford. It's got a big back seat, and I said I would just sleep in the back seat of my truck, and I would not worry about getting a room or nothing like that. But it's gonna be 28 degrees Friday night, so I'm seriously reconsidering that, y'all. Yeah, I mean, I'm tough, but I don't know that I'm that tough. Of course, you can always just crank the truck up. But, yeah, okay. Look, where you get you around here, all pretty. I'd rather you be ugly but well sealed. I don't mind you being ugly as long as you're well sealed. Get it all. This is one of those necks that will turn, which work great, but I wish I had some replacement O-rings for it. I need to figure out exactly what size that is and order me some O-rings that size. I'll get around to it this winter, hopefully. Hopefully I'll get around to it. Yep, so if you just jumped in here late, that's what I was talking about. I got the street stock out of the trailer, and it is colder than snot. And I am ready to go together, Booger Bear. I'm going to the Magnolia Motor Speedway Possum Town Grand Prix. It's this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It's Thursday night, Thanksgiving night. It's just open practice, but I won't make that because we're cooking for the family for Thanksgiving. But then turn around, and that Friday is the qualifying and the heat races, and then that Saturday night's all the features and everything. So I'm gonna drive down Friday after lunch. It's like a 3-hour drive from me down there, so it's not too bad. So I'm gonna drive down there, get qualified, qualify well, go down there and win my heat race and be set up good for the feature, just lock in. And then Saturday night or Saturday afternoon, whenever they run it, hopefully they'll be running stuff in the afternoon, not that night because it's gonna be cold as snot. But yeah, I'll run and then turn around and come home. And if I get tired along the way, just pull in a truck stop somewhere and take a nap. Don't drive in sleepy, and don't run the car off the road or get anybody else hurt. That's the rule. Get sleepy, pull over. It's that simple. And do it. And it looks like I'm going by myself. I might get lucky. I know a lot of guys down there at Columbus at Magnolia Motorsports, and somebody who's not running might show up and give me a hand, and I won't complain. I won't complain, y'all. Or might be able to park next to somebody in case I need a hand. I pretty well can handle everything. I know how to get all of my stuff. I get all my stuff around my car, and I got my helmet. I got everything ready to go. Park my car where that I can pull out without having to back up, and I can pretty well one-man show it. It's not the end of the world. I can do it. I'll tighten up a little more. Get a little more over here. Oh, yeah. So, first thing was the thermostat, because it's going to be like low 30s probably when we're racing, possibly upper 20s. But I imagine when we're racing, we're looking at, according to what time of the afternoon it is, it could be anywhere from 40, mid-30s. And I'd never get this. I would never in a million years get this E85 up to temperature by myself. There's no way without somebody with cardboard preheating it right before I went to the track and then throwing the hood on. There's no way, me by myself. So we just put a 160 racing thermostat in. Now it's on the lower half, so my upper lines that are off the back of the motor are still going through. So it'll still flow water from the back of the engine, but it won't flow any. The main on the front's not going to flow any, and that restriction that'll get me up to temperature. I've done that before on this engine, and so back in the spring or last spring, anyway. It was cold when I first started running this motor, and I wanted to make sure it had temperature, and I was doing this, and it did. It's just it wouldn't come up really quick, but by the time I got to got out there to go, like if it'd run a good 5 minutes, it would be up to temperature. It's just it didn't come up to temperature in like 2 minutes or something. But it got it up to that baseline of 160 before I ever got on the track. So that'll work. All right, so that is in. Get that sealant, all that. Got water everywhere, but I don't care. That'll be fine. Don't worry about that water. We'll throw that in there. Put that hose back on there. We got to change some jets now. Yeah, I got to change a few jets here. And that. And the only other thing, I've got fresh springs all the way around on the street stock, except for the left rear. And the last time I had another shot made by Mr. J, I told him, I said, I got one spring on this car that's got 2 cycles, two seasons on it. And I said, I need another 125 spring. And so anyway, he sent me, I bought another 125 16-inch spring for the left rear, and I forgot I hadn't put it on the car yet. And so I'm probably going to put that on the car. And I'm probably not going to scale the car. I'm just going to set the preload on that spring, because that's really all I'm doing on that spring on the left rear anyway, is setting it by preload. I'll put 2 inches of preload on it with it out against the chain. All right. So let's see. What do I need to do? Oh, I need some wrenches, y'all. Hang on a second. We gotta grab some wrenches. I forgot. I gotta get my lines loose. I didn't have everything I needed. I didn't have everything I needed to get the lines loose. All right. Let me see. Turn around here. What do we need? I think we need a 7/8 and 15/16, I believe. I think maybe a 1 inch. Grab a one just in case. Yep, 1 inch there. That'll work. Got them. Doing anything else? Nope, I don't think so. Still working on the Honda. I hadn't filmed any more. I got my line ready to go across there, but I'm working on the back of that seat, figuring that out. All right, and that's, oh, matter of fact, oh, whoa. Hang on, y'all. Before I forget it, grab this dadgum spring. I'm not putting this on tonight, but if I don't grab it, put that spring on there. All right. Hey, see this? Check this out. Here, let me sit this stuff down. Y'all sit right there. Okay. So I bought a bunch of lifts. I got them. These are all 12-volt pumps and tanks. I like this one with that tank on the bottom right there. That's a 12-volt electric motor hydraulic pump with a controller. You see the controller here? It's got it works the solenoid to turn on the electric motor and the hydraulic control, and then when you go the other way, it relieves the pressure. And I just took and hooked the lines into themselves where the fluid didn't run out. And then I've got all of these rams right here, because I bought a bunch of electric pallet jacks, with the power lift on them. And I bought them. They had an auction at work getting rid of this old stuff. I got them things for $20 a piece and pulled all them off. Every one of them worked. And anyway, hang on just 1 second. I'll show you. So I got them and pulled them off, and then I just scrapped out the actual pallet jacks themselves and still made money even doing that. But, yeah, that cylinder is going right there. One of them cylinders is going right there, and we'll do this as a video, but I'm going to have where at the end of the cylinder is going to hook on right here, and then this part right here gets unbolted, and I'm going to make a sleeve that's like a head on the head of one of those cylinders that will go through a sleeve into that bolt right there. And then at that point, this can come off of my frame jig right here, my car jig right here. It can come off this. See, I have to have something stable because I don't know if y'all seen me pull on this tube right here, but buddy, that's a beast to pull. But it'll be a self-contained unit. I wish it was 110 volt, the pump, but it's 12 volt. Hey, you know, it was cheap. You know, I don't have any money in them at this point. So I'm going to have a pedestal come down. I'm going to mount the pump on the bottom and then just put a 12 volt battery on it. And, buddy, I will be in business because that pulling on that Docal tubing has got some serious spring tension. I mean, it works me to death, which is great. Because, I mean, I think these race cars they're building out of this Docal probably are not going to wear out near as fast as cars used to years ago. But man, it's tough to pull with a manual puller. So, we're going hydraulic and electric over hydraulic. Let me put y'all back in place. All right. I'll sit y'all right. Sit up here. I gotta have light to see. I have light to see. Okay. Okay, so thermostat's in, tight, good to go. Not gonna fill it back up with water because I think I'm gonna put some antifreeze in it, as cold as it is. And let's see, I don't even know what jets are in this thing, but we will find out. I'm gonna, ooh, matter of fact, did y'all watch me walk out of that shop and not bringing wrenches with me? Ha! Get done. Let me grab them with me. Ah, be right back. Okay. Put the spring in the seat of the car. I won't forget it. Gotta put that spring on. Fresh spring. Fresh spring, fresh traction. Makes a difference. It really does. It really does. I know I could tell when I swapped that right front spring out. All right. Oh, let's see which way am I going. Oh, I'm going this way. Like that right there. And oh, careful. Right there. Just get all y'all nice and happy and loose. Okay. You sit right there. Yeah, I know I'm gonna get E85 everywhere, but it'll be all right. And then them two, I will unthread you as I back this off. That's a tight fit, but it works good. I built all this. That's a bypass fuel system on this car, and I fought with that thing for a while when I first got that carburetor. And man, I struggled with it, and I struggled with it. Of course, I'd never run E85 before, so I didn't know kind of how E85 acts. And then new carb and different, and I had a recommended bypass regulator, was not satisfied with how that worked, and kept on fooling with it. Well, finally figured out, you know, do my own thing, study, learn, research, made a few changes, worked on that regulator, made a few changes with it. And buddy, once I got this sucker dialed in and got the float level right and everything, I can control it. And this part of it was my foot too. And I worked on the throws because this thing was just so responsive. man, when I would come off the curb with the throttle, oh, it just felt like a stick of dynamite going off underneath my seat. And what's crazy, oh, the 85 went everywhere. I should have caught that. But anyway, it just felt like a stick of dynamite going off underneath my seat whenever I would just first crack that throttle open. And if I get down and felt like I was right down around the bottom of the track and trying to kind of like just like crawl right along the tires of the inside wall, it just made it really hard for me to crack that throttle open and get that left rear to just stay picked up just a little bit without, just like it wanted to come up on me and kick the rear end out on the car. And I really fought with it. And part of it, I didn't have enough time in the car. And I was being too conservative on the time. That's one of them things, you learn as you go or whatever. And I actually learned that this engine on this E85 with this Mike Jones custom cam and everything and tons of compression and just making too much horsepower, to be honest. It likes a lot of time, like 38 degrees. And when I came on up to about 38 degrees of time, man, this motor really calmed down, and it was like, okay, I'm happy now. And it got a lot more drivable. And I don't understand how that works. I don't know all the science of that. Maybe some of y'all do. You can tell me. But anyway, it got happier with more time. And then I guess I got more comfortable with it and everything. And then it's just like now I don't feel like I've got any throttle control problems. And it may have been just that process, first year with a new car, new engine, kind of like, you learn, kind of learning how to control the throttle and not have, hey, for me, learning how to not be an idiot. The problem is working on that nut behind the wheel, right? All right, so screw you here. Got you. Okay. Let's see. One thing I wanted to look too is to see if I had any residue or buildup. So, everybody says E85 is a nightmare to run. And, of course, this is a custom carb that was built for me. And, they say, oh, it'll build up, it'll get this white sediment, it'll get everything. But you got to drain the fuel out of it every time, no matter what. Last winter, I took the carburetor off and I filled the carburetor up with gasoline with Marble Mystery Oil in it for it to sit over the winter. Then from this spring, when I started running, I have left fuel in it. Now I got a bypass, so when I crank it up, it exchanges the fuel. A lot of fuel is transferring through here. Because fuel is actually bypassing, going back to the fuel tank, everything beyond, what it requires. So like when you're in idle, a lot of fuel is going past it, back to the tank. So you got a lot of fuel getting swapped out. Sit up here. But I'm, like it's been a month. And it's been sitting here for a month. And that bottom, well, if that light would sit up there on that side, I want to look from this direction, not that direction. That's right. It's a good light for this because it doesn't glare too bad. But I'm looking here, and I have no sediment or nothing. And it's been sitting for a month. Y'all, I have not cranked. Car's been sitting in the trailer. And so I don't know. I don't think you can let E85 sit for a long time. But I sure haven't had any problems yet with the E85 with sediment. Now, I will say this. Every time I fill up all my gas, all my fuel is coming across. I'm pumping it in 5-gallon jugs, and I'm pumping in 5-gallon jugs, and I'm putting Marble Mystery Oil in it every time I do it. So every time I fill it up, I'm putting Marble Mystery Oil in it. And, and I don't know if that's helping or not, but I want to make sure that everything stays lubricated. I'm going to sit you right there, and I got to get these jets out of here. And whatever jet you are fixing to go up a number. Get you boys out of there where I don't miss you. But, yep. Y'all are going up a number. So, get them out of here. Okay, here's that one. Oh, of course. I should have left that water neck off. Why didn't y'all tell me to leave that water neck off while I did that, where I could get to that jet? Don't booger my end of my jet up Oh. Well. Hang on. I gotta go we gotta grab something else out of the shop. Gotta grab something else out of the shop. And we'll see. We will see. I gotta have a screwdriver that I can get in there and get that thing with. Oh, let's see. That one right there. Let's get that one. Yep. Oh, I got a mess in this shop. All right. Try this. Oh, there we go. Oh, there. That was the screwdriver I should have got all along. There we go. Got a feeling I'm not going to put that jet back. I boogered that one up a little bit. Well, I'll probably clean it up with a file. And booger the hole up, booger the edge. Okay, what number are you? That's 86s. Sit you right there. This one. Gasket still looks good. Same deal. I don't have any sediment anywhere. Nothing. Little piece of brass I just broke off that. Need to get out of there. Got it. Alright. Make sure I've got the same jet on both sides. 86. 86 on that. 86 on that. Alright. I don't really think you have to buy one of these kits. You don't really change jets much, you know? Probably could just, okay, right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 86 is 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. You go, let's see, I got another set of 86s in here. Make sure that's 86s in there. Yep. You two girls. Go right in there with them. Go up one hole. Come here, Betsy. What are you? 87? Oh, don't drop it. 87, 87. Right there. All right. Clean. Clean. Woo, them some big old holes. A lot of alcohol. This thing does love the fuel, that's for sure. Man, I had that little factory stock engine with a hydraulic cam, and it wasn't like 10 to 1 that I had in the Camaro. Rest its soul, that's a great engine. Anyway, it was about 10 to 1 on compression, hydraulic cam, about a half-inch lift. I'd go in all night long, hot laps, you know, heat, feature. Burn 4 gallons of gas is all it burned. 4 gallons. This thing right here, it burns 4 gallons warming up. Oh, it's terrible. Makes a ton of power, but woo, you got to pay for it. Okay, get that screwdriver in there good and tight. I think they make a screwdriver just for these, and I need to buy one. No shearing J. No, none of that. Just good and snug, not crazy. Perfect. Okay, you look good. No dirt back in there, nothing. Fingers. Oh, okay. Are we happy? We're happy. We're happy. So, now, reverse direction. Oh, and that's the trick. Accelerator pump right here. My guys get all hung up on this accelerator pump right here. take your finger and hold it down on the bottom of the accelerator pump. You gotta hold it up right there. Did I really just do that? Ah, I really did just do that. I just did that. Okay, there's 2 of them. Come here, hang on. Freeze frame. I gotta find 2 bolts before I go any further. I just dropped my bolts from my carburetor. I know all 4 of them were there, so. Okay. No more in this. I'm not perfect, y'all. There are no more of them in this. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? I heard you. I see one of them. I see one of them. Let me get out my flashlight. Bear with me a second. I'll get you. You can't get away from me. Hang on, y'all. I gotta calm down here under the car. Grab this right quick. Oh yeah, they're both under the car. I don't know if I can reach them. I don't know if I can reach them. They're under the car. Okay. I think we're gonna grab them like this. If I can get my hand past that fan. Oh, that hurts my darn shoulder. Got one. Oh, that tore my shoulder up. I can't do that again. Where did that other one go? Where are you at, you little booger? Where are you at? This is making for some boring video, isn't it, y'all? I'm telling you. Hang on. Hang on. I'll get it. Oh, some kind of way. Some kind of way. Oh, you're waving. You little fat sucker. No way. Can't reach that, y'all. Not where this car is at. I can't. Can I get? Yeah, maybe. Alright, wrong for this. Come here. Come here, booger. Oh, I got it. I got it. Punishment for being stupid and dropping it, right? Okay. Where were we? Yeah, gone. Make sure I got the dirt cleaned off of these because that's actually in the fuel cavity. They gotta be clean, y'all. Which ones I dropped? There's a little bit of staining on that bolt. I see that. I do see a little bit of staining. That's oxidation on that bolt right there. So that's that alcohol. It does oxidize. So it's not that it's not doing its destruction. It's doing its destruction. Hold a finger under there. Then you hold your other finger up here. And then turn that right there. And just like it right there. And I'm going to hold that up there and turn that. Run that back down right there. Leave that loose. And then all my holes here. And run these in. She is good to go. Just like that. So we went up a jet number on the carburetor for the cold weather. If you didn't hear me earlier, I was talking about this. So my rule of thumb has always been once I have dropped the temperature more than 40 degrees from my normal run temperature, that's where I'll go up one jet number. That's always been my rule on gasoline. And I know E85 is thirstier than gasoline is. And so if I've got that rule on gasoline, I'm definitely going to have that rule on E85 as well. So this weekend, you know, it's going to be like mid 30s when I'm running, and I'm jetted, you know, and getting good performance, you know, with like 80s and 90s at night on this carburetor. So I went up a number on the jet added, because the idea is that as air is colder, it's denser. So for any cubic foot of air, there's more oxygen molecules in that air because it's thicker. You know, as you get colder, it gets thicker. And so because there is more oxygen molecules in the same amount of air, you know, by volume, well, that means you've got to have more fuel because, you know, you're hitting that ratio. So yeah, so you can go lean in the winter. You don't go lean in the summer from that effect. So like a super hot Saturday night, you know, that's not, you don't burn a motor up because you went lean because it was hot. You'll actually be a little bit richer in those conditions, which helps you because, you know, it's super hot, super humid. It's harder for your radiator and everything to cool your engine to exchange the heat out. And so being a little bit richer, it doesn't hurt you. It actually helps you to take some of that heat away in the fuel. All right, so snug that up a little more. Just a little more there. Snug it right there. Quit right there. Snug it right there. Quit right there. That's good. Oh, and in where is, oh, here it is. Ratchet. Don't go crazy on these right here. They got washers behind them, like nylon washers. You don't tighten the snot out of them. You just pull them down. That's it. Just pull them down. And she is good to go. Not fooling with time or nothing else. Good. 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 Be happy with it. Leave it alone, right? Then turn around. Float bowl's empty. So I got some 85 with some marble in it right here. Oh, quit. There you go. So then I'll turn around because it's cold out here. I'm wanting to fight to crank this thing back up. So I'll sit here and all right, I got fuel dripping out of it. So that's good. And top back on it. Just like that. Alright. Sure, around there. You're in the right spot. Yada yada yada. I'm about to freeze out here, y'all. I think it's about 35 tonight. It's cold. It's cold. But racing ain't over, so I'm gonna fire it up and let it flush in some fresh fuel, make sure that's full right quick. I know I saw some fuel pump in there, so it should crank. That'd be good enough. Oh, that'd be good enough. Now I gotta clean my mess up, right? I don't think I'm not seeing my comments. Nobody had any questions. All right. Anybody got any racing questions or anything? Okay. Oh, yeah, there comes the questions. I'm like, guys, I am sorry. I was out there, turned that on, and my questions was, it was like moderated. It wasn't showing them to me. All right, so I'm gonna run through this right quick before we shut down. Scott Wilson come back and said, I can hear you fine. Well, I'm glad to find out now, Scott. And there's Stephen Shaw, Fly T. It's that a Supra. Oh no, Honda Civic. That's a 1 That's the Honda. Anyway, it's a 2001 Honda Civic. I think it's a SC. It's the 1.7 liter. It's not the VTEC. It's a 5-speed. But hey, it runs good. So I'm gonna put the kids in it. They're gonna have fun. Anyway, let's see. Oh, let's see. Rachel says you better roll that hot shot out of the shop and roll the street stock in. It's cold outside. Girl, I got it right out there in the cold. But I do need to get up in here on the concrete in order to put it back on the scales to swap that left rear spring out we was talking about. I do like working on the cars when it cools off, and it, not being out in the heat and the miserable working on them, especially in the shop welding. That's why I try to, if I'm going to build cars and stuff, I like to build and weld in the winter because you can't run. I can't if I'm running shop fans hard blowing all over me running the MIG welder, then I'm having to run my argon mix wide open to try to shield my wire. And so you're just smoking through bottles of argon mix. And so in the wintertime, I got the shop closed and I can just warm it up to like 55 or 60 degrees in here. And I can turn my gas way down, take my time. I'm not sweating. And I can just sit there and burn wire and have a good time. I've seen a car. Risky Machiavelli says, I've seen a car starting picking fire today on a parking. What's the reason for this week? I think the spell correct got you on that risk and changed it to where it didn't make sense. You might want to look at that. Jason, can I please see that 4-cylinder cage? Joe wants to see the 4-cylinder cage that we're working on. Yeah, let me show you that right quick. I'm videoing this as one big episode, and it is coming out. It's going to be in December when it comes out, but I don't care. I mean, I don't mind showing it as I'm going. It's just, I wanted to I thought it'd be neat to do like a 1 hour start to finish. But anyway, you can see, let's see. So what are let's see, a couple of things. I did not take the ceiling, I did not take the top off this car, but this is completely welded up, and the way I did it is pretty slick. But I cut this back tube right here and bent it, and then I did this top right here, and I bent it up, and I put them in and figured out how to join them together. I took them out, and I welded it together, and then I put it back in the car already welded up. And so then I turned around, and on this front, I figured out, I put it to where that this hoop comes right around and crests the front of this car where I could get to this weld and leave this whole superstructure in place. I used this right here. Seriously, guys, this thing's like 125 thousandths wall on this tube right here. And, I was like, we're using this thing. And so anyway, so this is the main structure going across, and welded it into the firewall. It was bolted, so I welded it up into the firewall on both sides. Come into it here. Then I got a straight line right here. Then another thing's a little bit weird. You probably don't see this on Hummers, but see, I don't know how to build Hummers. When you don't know how to build a Hummer, then you just, or front wheel drive, whatever your class calls it, bus cars. When you don't know how to build one, then you just kind of do what makes sense. So I took a tube and went all the way across. There's nothing underneath the floorboard there. So I just went through and out the other side, welded it up. See the plates I took, and of course I put a plate in because this is the structure of the car. So I put a plate in right here, welded it up. And the reason I put that tube in is because I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to have all these door bars tied onto this tube, and this tube is going to be on some plate that's just on this sheet metal right here. And so if I get a hit really hard right here, I don't want to push this into somebody's feet because I don't have a way to transfer that load. And so this right here just folds up. Like this floorboard just buckles, you know, like this floorboard just like that right there. And their feet just get caught in a pinch right here or in a pinch right there and just get smushed and you get your ankles crushed or whatever. It's like, nope, 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 nope. So we went across that tube like that right there so that it, you know, if it gets a hit right here, I'm transferring it and carrying it across the entire structure of the car. And so it's not pulling a plate away. It's also pushing into a plate into that other one on the other side. That's my thought process on that. On the rear, of course, this is a Honda, this Honda Civic, this plate right here, guys, that thing's 3/16 of an inch thick. So this is money right here. So you see, I was just like, yep, we're going straight into that. So straight into that on both sides, big diagonal bar going across. You see, I was live the other night and I went ahead. This tube right here is going in across because I need that for the rear of the seat. I'm figuring out how to make that adjustable. Of course, you see I X'd it across the rear. And the way I did it, solid tube across from the driver's, because the idea being is I've got this point behind the driver's head, you know, that is the strongest triangulation point on the car. So triangulation multiple ways, that corner can't crush in. So solid tube across for it. And then I piece the one in going the other way, but it's in line, straight, all that migged up. And then you see on the rear, I just took a piece of 1/8 inch plate. And right there, this is where my suspension under the car is at. And it's like double walled right in here. And like this is like 3 walls of steel stamped together and stuff. So I figured out to like just cut a plate and shape it. And that's thin stuff. Look, y'all can see. But the idea being is I'm going to use a big plate to spread that load out and attach it. Where that even though I'm dealing with sheet metal, you know, I tie into the cage and I've got a way for, you know, that lick to take and absorb into it and not rip it loose. Did the same thing over here. You can see I kind of went around, you know, my shock point there. Well, I think that's a spring strut, but anyway, and then tied right into this corner where that's all folded together and around. I'm not doing roll cage structure back here. This is all cosmetic, crush zone. Hey, this is a fun car. This is a fun car. This is not a let me build some huge tubing system out the back of the car so it stays pretty. No, this is make it safe and y'all go have fun. And if you wad the whole back of the car up, now if it still drives straight, keep going. You know, that's the idea. Now on the front, looking at it, you see the little 1.7 here, runs great, yada, yada, yada. That battery right there, that's got to go, obviously. I'm not going to relocate all this stuff. I think what I'm going to do is take that battery and I'm thinking I'm going to build a box and go right here is what I'm thinking. It's going to be the safest spot inside here, safe. Run me a big welding cable around here to it, and then I'll just take and, you know, take the actual hot cable that's on it. You see I got it unhooked. But the hot cable here and just connect on and run me a big old welding cable. That way it'll carry it, and I can run it back there, and it'll be happy, yada, yada, yada. Nico had got me a racing radiator for this thing in place of this regular radiator. This regular radiator probably would cool it fine, but I've got this big beefy radiator to go in here that fits in these mounts. So here is the tube bumper. Here's the bumper, right here. And here's my strut mounts. Nobody has commented and let me know what the caster and camber settings should be on a Honda Civic or a front wheel drive car. I need to know toe, caster, and camber scale numbers if you really want to be nice to me. But I'm thinking that I probably need to do some slotting here where I can move the camber at least. I want to move this one this way, and I'm going to want to move this one this way a little bit anyway. So I'm probably going to put in, what I'm thinking is a plate and then a plate on this one. And then I'm thinking that maybe I'll take and cut a hole through the firewall, tie in to the main tube going across right here, come in, hit the plate and connect into the plate right there, okay? And then just extend, and maybe I do like a over the top of it or something. I don't know, some structure right here. Remember, I got the hood. I want the original hood to be on the car, so I have to stay under the hood. But some tubing coming some down, some kind of way, a tube that comes through here, goes around right here. The hood's going to close down, and there's going to be a tube that's literally the shape of the grill, right? Come back up and around on this side. So the hood closes, and you've got this 1.5 inch piece of tubing around here. Protects the radiator. Then turn around, and I think what I'll do is I'll just take and I'll just across in front, bend a tube to match, come on around right here, probably cap the end, turn it where it's good and straight, put a cap on the end, smooth it up. And so I'll have a tube up here, a tube down here, and I'll probably do a couple of down bars, tubes to tie the two together, maybe a little bit of wire screen or something, no big deal, and then turn around and maybe like a drop down lower piece right there as well to protect the bottom, just so that if Rachel runs over something and pulls a nutty move, you know, it doesn't immediately just wipe out the radiator. Because, you know, she might do that. Yeah, and she's on here, so I'm in trouble. But anyway, she might do that. Let's see. So, there. You got that. I haven't actually progressed. Oh, quit shaking the camera, Jay. So, yeah. So, Joe, there you go on that. I'm done with what I was going to do on the street stock tonight, and I'm going to get it. I don't know, I'll probably have to back the Civic out just for me to get this car in there on the shop and put that other spring on, and then load it right back up in the trailer. And like I said, hey, if you're a regular down there at Magnolia Motor Speedway, and I know a lot of people down there. If you're going to be down there this weekend in the pits and you're not busy, holler at me. Because I'm probably going to be down there by myself. And if there's somebody around in case I get jammed up that I know I can holler at, it would be very helpful, y'all. Because, you know, as far as that goes, I'm not scared to run the car by myself. But if I get jammed up and I need help getting the car loaded back up because something terrible's happened on the track or whatever, you know, or something like that, be very much appreciated. I am going to get out of here. Haven't been able to do the fully edited videos and everything, so I've been just running live, just so you can know what's going on. But now I'm going to shoot film when we go racing. I'll have the in-car cam, the rear cam on the back of the car, and even though I'm by myself, it's not a problem at all for me to turn the car cameras on. And so what we'll do is I'll shoot film at the trailer. You know, we'll have regular film, and then on the track, I just won't have it from the stands. But I'll have the in-car cams from both the front view and the rear view so we can tell what's going on with the race and everything. Because the car's great, y'all. Car's spectacular. Took to the end of the year to get there, but we're going to go to the race and prove it. So anyway, I will see y'all next time. Bye, folks.